this week we are focusing on Wakulima USA. Wakulima USA, for your information, is an organization that was started by Kenyans in Washington State, in Seattle. I know it's King County. I don't know if it's David will explain that, but for our purposes, let's just call it Seattle, Washington. And this organization is making headlines. I was reading about this organization recently in the press about how they're transforming how the community eats in terms of the traditional foods. The reason why I have this panel today is because I want them to explain to us what's going on in Seattle and why Wakulima is making all this, it's having these headlines all over the place. So it's my pleasure to welcome the founder members of Wakulima USA. Like I said, an organization based in King County in Seattle, Washington. Today we have Kizito Bulinda David, co-founder of Wakulima USA. We also have Masharia Dixon, who is also a co-founder, and we have Claire Mbone, who is the face of Wakulima. When she's what in Kenya we used to call public relations manager. So if you want to know anything, if you want to do an interview with David or Dixon, you have to go through Claire. It's been a long struggle for me to get this access, but finally we can do this. So guys, welcome to our show, Diaspora Life Show.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure to host you today. We're going to get straight into this, and I'll start with David. David, what is Wakulima USA?
Thank you, Chris. Thank you very much for reaching out to us and scheduling this interview with us. So Wakulima USA is just a group of what it is, Wakulima, yani farmers. So we are people who have the same interest in matters to do with farming and healthy eating habits. So when we came to this country, when we come to this country, sometimes it's very hard to find foods that we used to eat or enjoy at home. So we started this organization as a way of reaching out to our communities in order for us to start growing our own foods that we know have very good nutritional value. So Wakulima USA brings immigrant farmers and refugees and low-income people together and to work on the land and continue farming our culturally relevant foods.
Awesome. David, thank you very much. Dixon.
Yes, sir.
Especially for my viewers from Kenya, one, the name Wakulima is very interesting, but most interesting is the fact that there are these Kenyans in America who are actually tilling the land and planting, cultivating traditional foods. What's the background to Wakulima? Why did you guys decided to start Wakulima as an organization? Put differently, what is really the origin of Wakulima as you understand it? Because you're the co-founder.
Yeah, once again, thank you, Chris, for having us and for this opportunity, offering us a platform. We are very humbled because of the way you've been persistent of trying to do, promoting us as a brand of Wakulima. We are grateful for you. And it's been a journey. How we came together with Mr. David Bulinda is a very unique way. We just, we happened to be somewhere in a social gathering and we were just, chatting, socializing. And we come up, started talking about farming, which I came to know about a program through a community leader who was trying to do outreach in our community about, we need to change the shape of our community, not just checking one face of every person, doing the same thing. Kenya, our background, farm is a backbone. And we connect so much with the land, and the land, it's key, and it's a very, powerful component. So, it's a non-brainer, how, we were able to, when we started talking, food, we were talking about healthy, where we are, a friend of mine. So David, from that point, we connected and we started, saying, I know these, people who are doing, such and such about land. And from there, the rest is history.
Thanks, Dixon. Claire, one of the things that I've noticed, like I keep on saying, I've been a journalist for more than 25 years. I've been a journalist in the US for more than 15 years. One of the things that has attracted me about this story is the fact that there is a Kenyan organization that truly focuses on Kenyans. Most of us know that, and it's always been that, we look to sponsors, from abroad, especially Mzungus, to come and take care of our needs. You guys, in a very unique way, you started an organization that is Kenyan focused or African focused, but you are dealing with the needs of Africans or Kenyans in Seattle specifically. I know we are going to talk briefly about your first initiative, which is basically what you did in it's currently it's even ongoing, the census 2020, in mobilizing the community. But speak briefly to the why you think Wakulima has been so successful in opening up the community to access funding from the local county, the local states, and of course now most likely the future for even the federal government.
They identified the need, which is we need our own foods in the market, and there's a huge need. Wakulima is just doing a part of it. And with that comes a lot of other responsibilities, but because coming back home, community comprised of so many other things, which included food, counseling, all that in one shell, and that's what Wakulima is all about. We just don't grow food. We grow this food which are culturally relevant, and also what do this food mean to our people? And with that, we've been able to get funding to do other things to help the community. It's a small bit, but we're trying to get bigger in terms of getting grants to help with rent, to help with counseling. So we're growing as a community, not just based on farming, but also other aspects that comprise and make a community. And that's what we're all about. That's why you see we have, me, which is a younger face, and we have, Wakulima is trying to bring everybody to the table,
Awesome.
It doesn't matter. We're trying to, be a community where we can build ourselves up from farming our own food, from having our own counselors, to everything. So we're expanding in those horizons. So it's amazing that we're still we're still growing, but that's where we're hoping to get to.
Awesome, and I'll come back to you in terms of how you identify those needs. But let me come back to David. David, beyond just being a co-founder of Wakulima, you are also a professional guidance and counselor. I know that because I lived with you in Delaware. For the purposes of full disclosure, David is a very close friend of mine. He left me in the East Coast. I don't know what happened when this guy took off from here and went to Seattle. They did not, but I'm glad that at least you're fulfilling your promise. So being a counselor, COVID has come in with many challenges. In your view, what are the issues that the Kenyan community face that are directly linked to the outbreak of this COVID-19?
Okay, thank you very much, Chris. you've spoken very well in terms of the issues to deal with mental health. One of the challenges that we have identified, and as we go along with our daily activities, is that there is a lot of mental health issues going on in our community. Even before COVID, we had issues to deal, to deal with depression. We had people who have really been traumatized. We have adjustment issues. So there's so much that has been going through. And then there's a lot of pressure from Nyumbani to send money, and yet people are still trying to figure themselves out. So over the times, we have found that having activities that people can engage in together as a community has been very beneficial to most of our people. So what part of the research that I've been trying to do recently is to identify what are the best counseling techniques that we can use. And we have identified that group counseling works very well in our African communities. People want to share the problems together when they have a common cause. So we have identified the common cause as farming, for example. So when we give people what they like eating, the association becomes closer. Now we start saying, oh, they even can get us kunde, for example, or we can eat ugali together or nyama choma over here in the United States. But one important thing that I'd like to emphasize is that we have to change the way we think and start seeing possibilities and seeing that there is a way out. Losing a lot of young people because of depression. We have a new problem that is really bad, that's alcoholism, that's really affecting our community and causing a lot of damage. So we are trying to see how do we bring people together and how do we form these support groups where people can be able to know that there is a resource. If something, we want people to be happy. That's our goal, that you can live the way you used to live at home right here in the United States. You can grow your own crops. You can get, if you don't grow your own crops, you know where you can find sukuma wiki, where you can find kunde, you can find murere, for example. So we are trying to make sure that we are adding value to your lives and the lives of our community members. Thank you.
Awesome. So Dixon, what I wanted to know from you is that you guys, just in 1 year, I know you've accessed close to, or if not more than $150,000 to support the community, the Kenyan community in Kings County, in Seattle, Washington. How do you go about identifying the need? And can you just briefly give us the breakdown of beginning with the census, how much you guys have been able to access and how this has been used?
Yeah, thanks again, Chris Omaro. Yeah, like last year when we met, when we were doing the census campaign and outreach, it was when we had our breakthrough of able to access the funds, and the way we were able to do outreach and identifying the people, you know, how we're gonna be able to do the outreach in our community was through community leaders, through our organization of churches, business. We were able to do good collaboration with other partners, talking about working with people like Urban League, working with another African group called African Housing, Mama Hamdi. And so I hope I pretty much answered your question.
No, that's great. That's great. Claire, what kind of people in the community, that is the Kenyan community, are you supporting right now with this grant that you got recently from the, I don't know, I think it's the county?
Yeah. Well, I'll just go back to what Dixon said. So we did get some funding from Washington Census Alliance to do census outreach, which we did through a program called Trusted Messengers. And from that, we kind of build up our own database of people we can reach out to. So we just served about 42 families, or rather 42 individuals, with a grant we got from King County for COVID relief through Seattle Foundation Pact. So we had one of our youth leaders identify some youths who really needed either money for food or rent, international students who were stuck here because of Corona and they couldn't work because they don't have work permits. And then we had those ladies who are undocumented and due to Corona, they couldn't work. So we identified some names and dispatched we actually dispatched 42 checks from the $25,000 that we got from King County. And this was directly done through Seattle Parks Foundation. And we dispersed all of that. We got another grant for food, which is underway, which will be for food vouchers, and it's coming up, and we're in the process of identifying the people who need food in our community. So we are compiling data as we speak. And once we get those vouchers, we'll be able to disperse them out. And we also reach out to, for me, I reach out through media. We run our social account, our wakulima.com. Instagram, we have Wakulima Instagram page, which I post periodically what is going on and if we have events, and that's how we're able to get people to know what we're doing. And also word of mouth through chamas, through WhatsApp groups. That's how we're able to do our outreach. So far, we also have partners that we work with. We are working with, as Dixon said, we have other partners that we work with. And so there's word of mouth through that as well. And that's how we're able to do the outreach. Currently, we are working with King County, Seattle Park Foundation, African Housing, and then Community for Opportunities, if I'm not wrong, David.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a few partners, and all this information can be found on our website. And we also have other sponsors who donate through our website. So if anyone is looking to see what we're doing, they can head out to our website.
Awesome, awesome. David, one of the reasons why I thought I thought about doing this is the fact that resources exist in America, but we come to this country as immigrants, and we live in fear for the most part. We don't even know that resources exist that support disadvantaged communities like the African community, the Black community. I know you've been at the forefront, not just recently, but those are some of the things that I learned from you. The fact that you believe in opening ground wherever you go. Speak to the to why it's important that other communities, just beyond Seattle, Washington, or Washington State, speak to the fact that resources actually exist to support the Kenyan community, wherever it is, because the truth is that they really exist.
Thank you, Chris. And I really appreciate you saying that. One of the things that holds us back is fear, as you mentioned. And I can clearly say that there is a way. This is America. This is the United States of America, and there's a lot of opportunity. As long as you can be able to articulate what you want, say what you need, and follow the right channel of seeking that support, partnering with the people, seeing how it's been done before. Because one thing that really motivates us is to know that other African communities or other countries, Asian communities, are getting a lot of funding. So we say to ourselves, hey, these guys are getting a lot of money. How about us? So we even put for King County, we want to say thank you very much to King County, because we said we would like to get funding to buy foods that are culturally relevant to our Kenyan people. that are customized, that we can be able to say, hey, this is unga ugali, this is managu, this is, Royco, Blueband. I'm not advertising for anyone, but but just to know that we can get those things here. So the county was very, very gracious and agreed to give us funding to buy culturally relevant foods. So we will be able this year, between now and December, to even offer people like nyama choma, we can buy for them, because these are things that people find valuable, especially when they're coming together and in these hard times. So there is a lot of resource, following the right channels, and not just here in Washington, anywhere in the United States, there is a lot of funding. And we as a community, when we pull together, when we work together, we are able to do a better outreach. So just believing in what we would like to see happen, just think it through. Cooperate with other people, as Claire said, other organizations. Who is doing this? How can we learn from them? Be teachable. We went through a lot of lessons for the last 3 years. We've been working with people who have been there, done that, and seeing how they are doing it. And then telling ourselves, you know what? We can do it. And we can also advocate for our community. Like right now, we are fighting that Swahili language be included in all the documents in the state. Because why is it that we have so many Swahili speakers and we do not have something that we can be able to articulate? We can be able to understand and speak. Soon we'll have Swahili, we'll have Kikuyu, we'll have Luya, but we are taking one step at a time. But this is a great place to be. We are very thankful. They've been very kind people. I want to acknowledge also Greater Tacoma Community Foundations, United Way was building chances. So there's so many people who have been very generous. Recently, we just got an acknowledgement from the county program called CHOMP. They said, you guys are doing a phenomenal job, and they said they will be supporting us in one way or another to continue the work that we do. So we are very grateful that these opportunities are there and that we are able to tap in. And just to let you know, we already tapped into the federal funding. So we are already connected with the federal. So we are expanding.
Awesome, awesome. Claire, go ahead.
I just wanted to add something. And also we're actually doing an outreach to the youth as well. So like we want to make this for us, by us, we want to make Wakulima a safe haven for everyone, There's no bias in Wakulima. Yeah. We don't care what's your tribe affiliation, what's your age, what are you bringing in, and how can we help you? So we are going out. We want to encourage young people to farm and know where their food is coming from. That way we create jobs. That way we have food security. And also that feeling of community, because we are about, as Kizito said, the Somalis, the Ethiopians around here are doing amazing big projects, and they started by coming together, and that's what we're trying to preach. Let's work together, even if we have other organizations, but how can we help our own people? Put in politics, tribal affiliations aside, how can we work together? If you look at us, we are like from different backgrounds, different ages, but we're able to come together for a common goal, and that's what we enjoy doing,
One of the things that I want Kenyans to understand is that Wakulima as an organization is one of these organizations that is all-encompassing. That's the place you don't get ethnic politics that we know so much in America. What I wanted to ask you as we wind up is that can I, for instance, I live in Delaware. Can I franchise Wakulima? Because you guys are doing a lot of great things. I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I have my small backyard. Can I also join? How can I work with you, or are you guys just restricted within King County in Seattle?
Our vision is it's not just about us here, is to extend the olive branch, and we want to be worldwide. We want to be international. We want to be like saying, like the way they say in Britain, empire, the sunset didn't set. So we want to be rotating 24/7, where, it's in Kenya, things are running in Europe. So Delaware, yes, we are willing to be part of us. and start, engaging there. And we just need to put things together the right way, because, a journey of, 1,000 miles start with one step, and these are good step, these are springboard. And so, yes, we are willing to extend to South, in Dallas, East Coast, all corners. And we want to also even have other people from Africa, to extend to part of other countries. So absolutely, it's doable.
David,
Yes.
as we sign off, we need to do another story on this in terms of the Kenyan foods, because I can tell you for sure that the last, like I told, my backyard, nilipanda chisaka, nikapanda kunde, and for the last 2-3 weeks, I've been eating well, my brother. I even feel much better. I think that really has helped with the after effects of COVID-19.
Oh, yes.
I know you touched this briefly on in terms of what traditional foods mean to our community. But let's spare that for another story. Before I go, how can somebody? Do you guys have something in store, refrigerated, that you can ship around the country to Kenyans who need this? I definitely want to make an order.
So the first thing is that you'll need to come to Washington to eat here. So the funding that we have so far is restricted to King County, and we've applied for other counties. But we hope that that's the vision for Wakulima USA. Actually, we want to be able to do import and exports, food from Kenya, to get food from Africa and different parts of Africa, so that we can also help advance the economies of our local brothers and sisters who are small-scale farmers in Africa, and build them up. But if you need vegetations, we do have some places which sell those vegetations. We can make arrangements and we can ship them over. But the vision is for people, especially right now when we're working on these monies we are talking about, beginning October 1st to December 31st, we will be providing food for our community members who need culturally relevant foods, some who have children, they need things like diapers, they need feminine products. We have funding for that, and hopefully we will be able to do a great outreach. We're trying to reach about 300 families living in King County. We're also trying to reach families in Pierce County, which is next to King County, and we're still applying for other counties to see how we can support our community. So let's, first of all, Chris, start at home and feed our people here. Then and they'll say they're well fed, and then they can say, okay, we can share now. You're welcome to come, and we will. And the other thing I wanted to mention is that we are working actually on the process of the crops that we grow here, from planting through harvesting. And then Claire will do a demo for people who do not know how to make some of those vegetations, and this will be posted on our website at some point. So we want to start to make sure that people know that this is how you make kunde, and then she will guide.
Exactly. In fact, Claire, that's what I want. You owe me a mwanamuke nyumbani on a demonstration on how to cook mrenda.
We'll do. We're definitely getting one done soon. Actually, that's one we want to be doing a series of what we farm, the process from the beginning till to the table. So it's coming up soon.
Please let me know so that I position my camera in your kitchen.
Sawa. Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thanks, guys. Viewers, I've been talking to our team of Wakulima USA, based in Kings County in Seattle, Washington. These are Kenyans who've started an organization that has is making headlines. I noticed about this recently when I was hearing Mzungu trying to say murenda in English. That's one of the reasons why I was attracted to this, and I think these are very, very interesting stories in terms of just the Kenyan community trying to help Kenyans living here in America who have been affected with COVID-19.